Hello everybody, this is Yael from Yael Alchemy, and I'm here to bring you the weekly twin flame message. Well, not really weekly, because it's been roughly 7 months since my last YouTube reading, and I've missed all of you. I truly hope that everybody is safe and sound, especially you and your loved ones, and that you are keeping strong and intact, I guess, this time of pandemic. Okay, and I don't know if you've heard, but here in the Philippines, where I'm from, we've had one of the longest and strictest lockdowns. We've been locked down since March, and that has gradually eased after around 4-5 months of lockdowns. But here where I'm from, it's sort of the epicenter. In fact, my parents, who live in the house I live in, okay, and even the house help, everybody got COVID, okay, except for me. And I was wondering why, because I was the one who was doing the groceries, going to the market, going to the office, and but the Pleiadian protocol truly worked, I guess, because I was really expecting to be positive. I've had 2 swab tests by now, because again, it was because I was a close contact of those who got COVID. But they have been cleared, all of them, and I'm truly grateful for that. Okay, and yeah, because as soon as they got the positive results of their swab tests, I also shared the Pleiadian protocol with my parents and my friends who had it. Okay, and you know what? Back in March, which I think was my last reading, I had really planned to focus on my YouTube readings. I wasn't able to do that during the latter part of the year, because that's really crunch time for companies and to turn over work, and even in the beginning of the year, because everybody's go, and which was the case until COVID-19, well, SARS-CoV-2, that virus showed up. And I did have a few posts on Facebook about that. And during this time, I wasn't permitted to do readings, even if I had planned. I had cleared my schedule, but and as things unfolded, I was given a really complicated case. It was like a decade-long case that involved a lot of data. Yeah, I know it sucks. When there's complicated cases, it goes to me. And so, just when and it sort of coincided with the fact that I was feeling it wasn't time to do readings, because things were unfolding both in this dimension and in the 5th dimension, where the legions were basically doing warfare. Excuse me. Okay, because and that's what everybody else, and in fact, for the 3 months that my face was buried in those in the caseload, And while everyone else was on lockdown, wondering what to do, cooking up their favorite recipes, posting them on Instagram, I couldn't bring myself to just post on Instagram. Of course, I make no judgment for those who did, but I couldn't because it didn't feel right to me. But that's just me, okay? Besides, I was being called to do something else other than that case. And because in 5D, we were all involved in a battle to free Gaia, the planet, from dark forces. Even the other star races that weren't quite that benevolent, okay, and were keeping its hold on the populace, okay. So there, basically, that's what I was doing, plus my Legion's assignment, which was really to combat misinformation and shed light. Like I said at the beginning of the year, this is the year of light, wherein things will be brought to light, and we know that now. But for the average person who isn't quite in touch with their higher selves or with divine guidance, it can get quite confusing because of all the misinformation out there. So, do tell me what your Legion assignment was during this whole time. Just write down in the comments. It would be great to hear from you. And so there, I felt called to be part of the special legion of light workers that were assigned to combat misinformation, which is very important now, especially for the listeners who live in the United States. Okay, to the followers, subscribers who live in the United States, right now you're facing a very, very crucial election. And those that have been in power and who have, I'm pausing because I still don't know how to phrase this, but let me just say this. Be very discerning because things are topsy-turvy right now. What appears to be, what they make out to be evil, who they make out to be evil, perpetrators of evil, fake news, and all that, go with your guidance. Go deeper than mainstream media because mainstream media right now isn't the best source of truth, okay? Because they have their own respective sponsors. They have their own respective interests. So go with your guidance on that one. I will try to remain neutral on that. But if you look inside yourself, okay, and then you will know who holds the media, whom they seek to promote, and whom they seek to not only criminalize, but whom they seek to suppress, put down. You will notice it. And if you dig deeper, you will see that that's all part of the hold of the dark forces, which, by the way, we have been victorious in 3D, in Gaia's liberation, okay? And that's really something to be grateful for. And so now, there are more ascended masters on Earth because we have gone through the gamut of the ascension journey, and you're in a place now wherein the main mission basically now is to go forth and multiply, which is to really prepare others who have not awakened or are still under the control of all this hypocrisy, this ideologies that are really not heart-based, okay? And to prepare them for their own ascension journey, which is largely really not cult-like, okay? And yes, I'm speaking, sometimes there are also other ascended masters who operate like that. And no judgment, but it may be misguided at this time, okay? Because the preparation of helping others ascend right now, which is our mission, okay? Because you've gotten to such a level wherein you can actually help pull others up already, okay? Then that's what we're going to do. But this is comes with the emphasis that the journey is very intimate and personal. It's not based on some sign-up sheet, some ideology, because of all these perceived injustices in 3D. That's going to have to play out. That is playing out, and it will play out come November in the US elections. It's still going to play out because, again, this is what we are trying to do right now, is to really help others come into their own knowing of what is best for them and what is best for the planet. Now, if your ego is still well in force, wherein that ego is tied to a certain ideology and which absolutely refuses to let events play out, okay, then that's going to be difficult. It may lead you down another forked path that is not for your highest good. So again, before I do this reading, and this reading is going to be a new spread, not that I'm chucking the infinity spread for twin flames, that's still on, but since it's been a while that I haven't really gotten in touch with you, and I wanted to see where the twin flame collective is at the moment, okay? And this is the new normal spread, and here I picked a bit of cards to see where we're headed moving forward. So this is the new normal reading, and it is already up on my website, so you can get a personal one for yourself. So, but this spread is for twin flames in particular. Okay, let's open all the cards first. Of course, I almost forgot. As always, if you happen to chance upon my video, because you know YouTube changes the algorithm all the time, and I haven't been present, so please do share or spread the word. As always, I always pray over my readings just to, make it very. I do it before the video, so that it's very sacred and quiet, and it doesn't. The prayer doesn't get. How do you say it? Doesn't get lost in all the patter and the words, okay? Because there. So anyway, let's open all the cards. For the new normal reading, we have a 7-card spread, okay, that tells us basically where we are, where you are. But in this case, this is the twin flame collective, both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And the first card we have to represent twin flames is here, the 4 of Cups. So you can see there, most twin flames have been in a holding pattern because of events. Again, letting it play out in 3D. So it's a holding pattern and trying to just keep enough space between what's going on and what really they can divine from their intuition on what's going on behind the scenes. Okay? So we have the Four of Cups to represent them. The next card, which speaks to relationships, we have the Three of Cups. And here, so both divine feminine, divine masculine, actually really celebrating this time wherein they can give more attention to what is present and who is present around them. Whether that be cherishing your family more, cherishing your pets, your loved ones, which, by the way, remember when we were put in strict isolation, home quarantine, because my parents tested positive, and it's not a joke. Seriously. I mean, even if you have the internet on, and you have TV and whatever, and you can Zoom your friends and colleagues and all that. Not being able, I wasn't able to touch my pets, to hug them, because I didn't want to transmit the virus to them. Remember, pets are basically, they're not, it's, if you check on the research, they're basically considered surfaces that most, well, here's the thing, as I was researching about that, it appears that felines are more susceptible to the COVID virus, okay, and dogs aren't. I don't know why, but I'm grateful for that. Dogs are basically surfaces, and those who've had positive COVID dogs, it was because of the transfer, the transmission from the owner to the pet. So in my view, they're basically considered a surface on which COVID can, the virus can attach itself to. Okay, and of course, so during that time, like I was saying, in isolation, I couldn't hug them, I couldn't kiss them for their own safety and all that. And although it was really short, because around, we have 14 days quarantine. So, and during that time, since all our labs weren't quite set up yet here in the country, it took around 5 to 7 days to get your results back. And, it was a very anxious time. But now, you can get your results back in a couple of hours. And that's very good, right? So I commend the government for that. Anyway, so here, twin flames focusing on their relationships and enjoying, because now when everything else is muted, okay, you don't have as much distraction as you had before. You can't just go to the mall, socialize and all that. You get to appreciate more that inner circle, those relationships that add value to your life, that sustain you on an emotional and energetic level. So that's why this is here. And then for this is usually the career card. So we have Nine of Wands. So this really mimics that holding pattern. But here, you start off, twin flames start off there in that almost very calm and very zen holding pattern. It's like weathering the storm. But now here, in terms of your mission, your twin flame mission, Look at all that energy that is waiting to burst free. It's almost like amassing this tremendous amount of kinetic energy and just waiting for the go signal. Okay, and actually, we have been given that. I had been given the go ahead to do readings as early as last week, and then I just realized that my website wasn't updated, and since I do all my marketing and all that I had to prepare that. And even Facebook has a new set of rules. They keep on changing the rules, the dimensions of the pictures and all that. And what do we have to do? Of course, be flexible and adapt to change. So, and that creates that certain tension that you're ready to go back to doing your mission again because the coast is clear. Okay, there are several things. Like I said earlier, basically won the battle already in 5D, but it's not yet over. There's still, let's call them stragglers, okay? And that's on a 5D scenario. But here in 3D, it is far, far, far from over. There's still a lot of things for us to do. But you can see here already that desire to go back to the mission, the desire to really be of service to others in the best way that you can be of service as a twin flame and an ambassador of light and love, then it's on that precipice of bursting through. Okay, and here on the home front, okay, this pertains to everything domestic. Here we have the King of Wands, and for the Twin Flame Collective, see, there is that desire. It's a mature desire to really make things work, to really rally up the troops, okay, towards one direction, whether it be trying to keep everybody mentally and emotionally healthy, wanting the healthy interactions and, getting rid of that cabin fever. And like any relationship, you have to infuse new energy into it from time to time. And this is what the twin flames are, where they're at right now as regards their home, the residences. It is really trying to be resourceful and making the most of it, making everything work, especially if you work from home, making that setup work and trying to keep everybody safe and engaged, okay? Because once you fall down the path wherein everything is when you get that COVID lockdown fever, okay, and you go down the path of anxiety, of you spiral down there, then that's not good. In fact, I do have a special offering out, a special for that, addressing that, which I'll tell you more about later. But see, there. And then for health, here we see the Seven of Wands, which is basically trying to fend off demands, priorities, and other diseases, because it's just not the COVID virus that you have to protect yourself from. And it's good if we do know the Pleiadian protocol for doing that, because it works. Okay, there. So fending off all other things that would upset your physical balance, because right now, just recently, it was the, how do you say it? It was the solstice, right? It was solstice. Just, I think it was last month. You know what? I'm so bad with time right now because, as a light worker, we're really more in tune with your archangelic calendar, which is not really 24 hours, but it's more like um, 3 days, okay? And so we're not bound by the Roman calendar anymore, which is why I have difficulty with the days, especially if if you're working from home and you see the same thing every day. Just imagine people who are in isolation and they lose all sense of time and space. Okay, so there. This is fending off other things that may bring you more stress, more anxiety, and eventually affect your physical body. Okay, so that's what twin flames are busy doing. Now, this is the innermost desire of the collective right now is to move forward. Okay, right now, because we are mandated to really be socially distant from each other physically, okay, it's like moving forward in wisdom and being alone but not feeling the isolation, the solitude. Okay, so this is the peace, the zen that comes in knowing that this thing, this phase in humanity, shall we shall pass this. Okay, we shall get through it. And although it's been touted that COVID won't end without a vaccine, and there's a vaccine race from all the pharmaceuticals out there, that's still going to take a bit of time, time in human terms, okay? So, there, the heart most felt desire of the collective right now is to be a sage to others, to help others lead the way, and the physical coming together of twin flames, that's on the back burner for now. Okay, especially since most governments impose it for public health reasons. Okay, so here, but this card is not static. Okay, this is moving forward and trying to give out that wisdom, that advice, and seeking your own path. Even if the physical incarnation of your twin flame is not physically by your side. Okay, we have to do things by ourselves, our physical selves, for a while. Okay, especially because we are in this transition period of trying to really see how we will live life with the virus still around, and really hoping that it will be less potent for everyone else. Okay, and the last card is here. See, the Sun card. Wisdom, illumination for twin flames. So this is shedding light on everybody. This is all going forward and just keeping hold of the light within you. Okay, but now ready to illuminate everything else on and everyone else on what is good in this world, and what shedding light basically on everything. And that's why we have the Sun card. So this is where the Twin Flame Collectives is at right now. And I'm going to put this here because these cards these cards are answer several specific questions, and they're meant to be in a spiral so that we see as we've how do you say it? It's like you curled up into a ball and now you're slowly opening up, okay? In a world wherein actually love already won in the fifth dimension, and we're just trying to bring it down, trying to get everybody to join the party, so to speak. Okay, so first card is, wait, hold on. Here. Okay. Sorry, I had to get to my computer. First card is where the Twin Flame Collective is at the moment. Okay. Again, mirroring the Four of Cups here. Taking a bit of rest, a bit of respite. Basically healing and keeping within the confines of your own home, because the rabbit, even the rabbit in Chinese astrology, very domestic, very concerned about keeping the peace. So lying low, okay, for now, because again, you'll have to admit it. Some of the things that we are advocating, especially when we call for truth, for authenticity, in this climate, it's very, it can become very controversial. Okay, so that's where the twin flames are at right now. Next card is what can we look forward to as collective? See here. Here, because of the recent downloads that really upgrade our abilities, look at this. We are showing others. This is the Page of Cups, and this is an offering, okay? It's getting ready to come out of your shell and showing you that you are bigger than what others perceive you to be, that you have all these talents, these abilities that they can't quite see, okay? But now look at them, they're all in awe, because this doesn't quite look like the fox. You can see the hand there, but it is. And here, this card is also saying that we can look forward to observing how shadow is manipulated in 3D. Okay, so two readings here for this card. Number one, because you can see the lantern there with all the almost all the fireflies, and that is really casting this big shadow. Okay, that is almost very realistic. So again, number one, others will see these new upgraded skills, talents, and well, abilities, okay, as a light worker that you have, which they may not understand and they may not perceive to be as awesome as you think they would in the beginning, because they're perceiving your form. But when they see you in action, they will actually be perceiving something bigger, the bigger picture. Okay, what energy can do to the mix, the right kind of energy. Number two, this is telling twin flames that right now in the current climate here in 3D, there will be lots of manipulation that you have to watch out for. Okay, because this goes both ways. For twin flames, that's good because other people will see your abilities. But for those who are not quite as ascended, they will manipulate this figure. And that's what twin flames have to watch out for, especially those who belong to the legions of really cracking down on those who spread untruths. Okay, there. And here, what are our challenges at this time in the new normal? Okay, challenges here moving forward. Another page. You see, we have 2 pages here, which indicate that we are at this learning curve of the new normal. Okay, because it is a new world already. We cannot go back to what it was before. We can probably manage to get an echo of what life was like before, but now it's different, and it had to take this pandemic. We have been speaking about this, the event. Okay, but that's dual. Okay, the event in 5D and the event in 3D. But in 3D, it was more of a wake-up call to those who weren't quite awakened yet, to hop on that train and get on the ascension journey. So now, what are our challenges here moving forward? You can see here the rabbit. Is this a rabbit or a fox? I don't know, it's a hare, a running hare. Yeah, and it's moving forward, and this really reminds me of the energy of Archangel Michael with this all-powerful sword. And our challenge really is to be cut through the BS, cut through the misinformation, the untruths, cut through the hypocrisy of others. And sometimes when you put other institutions on a pedestal, it's going to take a lot of cutting through. And now, because the war is online, others are so quick to label others as trolls, as rednecks, as basically it's very mean. So yeah, avoid Twitter. But if you are a legionnaire, okay, you belong to the legions, that will be your battleground for misinformation. So good luck with that. Just make sure to clear your energy and know what is what. Okay, and that battleground is solely on 3D. Even if it is prompted by really the dark forces. So what are challenges there? Cutting through everything else and trying to protect yourself at the same time from being out of your comfort zone. You know what? As a light worker, our comfort zone is, being around people where you don't have to second guess if they're telling the truth or not, because we resonate with people who are authentic, who are trustworthy, who have their own personal integrity. But we're going to have to go out there and wade through that, really separating what is true, what is not. So that's going to be the challenge of twin flames. Next, what will be our source of support? Okay, we have the Three of Cups here. Again, relationships, Three of Cups. Here, Three of Cups again. And a big source of support now will be the fellow light worker community. Twin flames, light workers, star seeds. We all know what just happened, what is currently unfolding. And this will be your source of support. So it's now time again for light workers to come out of their shells for twin flames and start embarking on the second part of the mission. We're just waiting for the storm to pass, but we're being prepared already. It's time to go out there. Well, not really physically, to present yourself out there, especially if it's not safe. But it's time now to how do you say it? Let that light inside you, that flame, really shine through, because the world needs it. The world needs us, especially at this point. And the methods and the means will be not your traditional way of your shedding light. As you can see here, our support, look at this. This is swamp, right? So that healing, the continuous healing and realizing and cherishing the relationships that you have right now and immersing yourself in that, that is going to be a huge source of support, especially when you continue this mission. Because like I was talking about, it's not a joke. Things get personal because especially if you espouse controversial beliefs or you hold others to your standard of truth. Because what are the dark forces going to say? They're going to smear you and tell you that no, that is fake, no, that is untrue, no, things like that. But that's just window dressing. They say it because it's easy for them to say something that is totally not true. So basically, they'll turn the tables on you. And that is so tiring. So find your support, your fellow light workers. Immerse yourself in healing and regenerating yourself after you go on these missions. Okay, next card is, what are you being called to do in 3D for your own personal growth and ascension? Okay, here we have the Two of Pentacles. Balancing that transition between 5D, 3D, whatever else you have to do. Now is the time to be more dynamic about it. Okay, this usually, you can see the dynamic motion of the Two Pentacles here, and that's what we have. We have to bring our victory down to something that is tangible, okay, that will translate to your relationships, your abundance, the thriving of the planet, and all that. Okay, what are you being called to do? That this is in 3D, okay? In 5D, for your own personal ascension. No, I picked the card at the bottom, sorry. 5D, here, 5D, the work continues. See, we have 8 of Pentacles, except that here we have a master really honing in on the details of each coin. Okay, here we have the owl, but this owl, which represents a twin flame collective, already has the skills and the ability and the expertise to keep molding others. Like I said, it's like go forth and multiply, help others awaken. Okay, and then what is the advice? Okay, the last card in the new normal spread is the advice, which is here. 6 of Wands, victory and abundance. You can see all these goldfish, right? And that represents abundance. And that's also in line with the go forth and multiply thing that I just said. And now she's bursting forth with all these wands here, signifying victory. So this is saying that we've already won, especially in 5D. But not everybody has access to 5D quite just yet. And now we're trying to get others to come to a place wherein they are empowered, they have their own knowing, they are self-ascended, they're, so that they can easily access 5D also and come to a place where it's like the new Atlantis, okay? So where it's not as difficult. But still, what is the spread saying? There's still battles in 3D that we have to do as part of our mission. Okay? So there you have it. And this is the new normal spread, and that's I'm offering that on a personal level. Like I told you before, I do have new offerings. Let's wait here. I think my computer hung. Anyway, I do have the new normal Reiki, which helps you, which is energetic support to help you ease into adapting into what is new, embracing change and welcoming it, and hoping for a better life in all ways, and welcoming the new, and helping you have a willingness to face a new challenge and to fully enjoy your life experience, whatever it is at this point in time, and to help you accept divine intervention in whatever life brings you. And of course, this is a very important: freedom from dark forces and spiritual sovereignty. So there, freedom from dark forces and spiritual sovereignty. Do check that out, the new normal Reiki. And then I also have the pandemic anxiety relief, which really helps you, especially if you feel isolated or you have an anxiety or fear of medical procedures, taking swabs, swab tests, hospitals, and any other healthcare related to the pandemic. This helps you release fear-based mentalities and thoughts, and that anxiety that you feel because you feel so isolated. Of course, this will come with an infusion of comfort and consolation of the Divine Mother, which is very, very comforting. So I also have the healthcare workers' energetic support. And this would be helpful if you know somebody who is a frontliner at this time, because they do get tired out, okay? And that it helps to keep them emotionally and energetically upbeat, because if coupled with physical tiredness, if their emotions, their energy is also fluctuating, then that makes their bodies, their physical bodies, even more susceptible to the virus, especially since they're around high-risk areas all the time. So do check that out if you would like to send somebody energetic support, somebody who is a frontliner in the medical or healthcare field. Okay? And for those who have contracted COVID and need energetic support in their healing process, I do have the COVID-19 Healing Energetic Support, which really deals with optimizing and improving airway and respiratory function, expanding lung capacity and strengthening the lungs. And because this virus is very virulent, okay, healing the cellular damage brought on by it and easing COVID-related symptoms. There's so many symptoms right now that sometimes masquerade as different diseases. So there's diarrhea, there's fever, and if you do get this energetic support, they come in 30 minutes and 60-minute intervals, and I will prioritize it. I'm still on a queuing basis, but for those who get this, I will prioritize. They basically jump the queue, just like here in the country, senior citizens, frontliners, and PWDs jump any queue and get to the front of the line. So that's it. This gets priority for those who need the energetic support in their COVID-19 healing process. Okay, and then I do have, aside from the new normal reading, which we just did, there, I'm going to put that up. I have the pendulum readings. Okay, this is very, very quick and easy. For the pendulum reading, you get 13 questions that are answerable by yes or no. Well, up to a maximum. If you can't think of 13 questions, then that's fine. But 13 will be the maximum. And you can have it sent by email or by video. Of course, the price varies because there's more effort in the video. With the email, I just say yes or no to your questions. Okay? And then I do also have the expanded pendulum reading, which is basically a pendulum reading answering 7 yes or no questions. But each of those questions, I'm going to draw 3 cards as to the why. So why is it yes? Why is it a no? Sometimes it's a maybe. Why is it a maybe? So this is more of like giving you insight on what the answer of the pendulum is. And of course, because there are cards, this is going to be purely a video reading sent via YouTube link. Okay, and yeah, like I said, the new normal reading that I have. So there, I won't keep you any longer. This has gotten long because of all the catching up we've had to do, but it was nice getting in touch with you. I hope all of you are okay. Thank you to all those who sent messages during the lockdown, the pandemics. Do tell me in the comments how you are. Sending you much love and light during this time. And again, take care, everyone. Okay, bye.